Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Swoopers, the DFR racing show, taking a look at all of the high quality racing across Australia tomorrow, Saturday the 5th of October, where we have Group 1 racing in Melbourne and Group 1 racing in Sydney as well. I'm Tim from beforeyouBet.com.au. You might know me from Twitter at Tim_tips, and I'll be taking you through all the selections from the team here at DFR for tomorrow's racing in Australia, and as well as the Sportchamps tournaments we have on offer. Now, as I mentioned, racing all across the country. We've got racing at Royal Randwick in Sydney, headlined by the Group 1 Epsom Handicap, the Group 1 Flight Stakes, and the Group 1 the Metropolitan. Over in Melbourne, we're at headquarters at Flemington, headlined by the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes. In Brisbane, we've got racing at Eagle Farm, and in Adelaide, we're at Morphettville on the Parks track. Now, as I mentioned, plenty of Sportchamps tournaments to get involved in tomorrow. We have a $15,000 tournament with a $50 buy-in. Now, that tournament allows you 3 rebuys. So if you get knocked out in the first time, you have 3 more chances to enter for a $50 buy-in. We have a separate $15,000 tournament with no rebuys. That's a $50 buy-in as well. And we have a $4,000 pool for a $20 buy-in. Now, with the $20 buy-in, you get 1 rebuy. So a $4,000 pool, $20 buy-in, you get 1 rebuy if you get knocked out. So plenty of tournaments to get involved in, whatever your budget may be. And if you're keen for some help throughout the day's racing tomorrow, be sure to check out our Swoopers article on the DFR website with all of our selections from the DFR team. Let's get straight into the selections because high quality racing calls for high quality tipsters, and we're going to kick off at Randwick. And my best bet of the day at Randwick comes up in race number 1. I'm not going to waste any time getting stuck in. Race number 1, horse number 2, Every Rose at around $2.80. This filly ran the fastest of 11 heats at the Randwick trials just a couple of weeks ago. She's recorded the fastest time for the trials in this field, and I think from the good barrier, with even luck, she's going to prove very hard to beat. Mark Newnham trains her. He's flying. Josh Parr's in the saddle, well drawn. And as I said, she's run the quickest time on record from the trials of anything in this field. So race 1, number 2, Every Rose is my best bet of the day at Royal Randwick. My best value of the day at Royal Randwick comes up in race number 8. It's the Group 1, the Metropolitan. And I'm with number 2, Gaelic Chieftain. He's around $20, so I've gone for a lot of value here, but I think he's really primed to run a good race here, third up from a spell. His third up record is very good. He's had 7 starts. He's won 4 of those, and third up last preparation. He actually won a race here at Royal Randwick over 2,600 metres. I think this is pretty similar, and I think he's ready to run a big race at $20. So throw him in if you're looking for a little bit of value. My tip in the get-out stakes at Randwick is race number 9, horse number 8, Handle the Truth. He's a horse that I've really got a lot of time for. I think he's won 6 of his 11 career starts. He should be undefeated from 4 first-up runs. He was unlucky to lose first up last preparation, but he comes here fresh. He's $6.50, and I think he's a horse destined for better races than this. So race number 9, horse number 8, Handle the Truth is the way I've gone in the last at Randwick. We move on to Flemington. As I said, the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes headlines the meeting here. And Stuart Brown will be covering the meeting for us here at DFR. And his best bet of the day is race number 4, horse number 8, Fidelia. She's a $3.10 chance. She put the writing on the wall last start, sneaking up the inside without a lot of luck. She sticks to the 1,400 metres here. But with a little bit of luck, she will be hitting the line really hard again and looks the horse to beat. So that's race 4, number 8, Fidelia. Look out for the grey horse. His best value bet of the day comes up in race number 3. It's number 12, Tarayef, $11. This filly won first up from a spell. She's since contested a couple of harder races. She drops back in grade here for the Hayes Dabbinick team, and at $11, she looks a reasonably good each-way chance. And that's Stu's best value of the day. Race number 3, horse number 12, Tarayef. Stu's way in the last, race number 9. He's going with the favourite, number 7, Miami Bound. She's a $2.90 chance. Danny O'Brien trains her. Damien Oliver is in the saddle. She's had 2 starts this preparation. She's won both of them. She comes off a 2-length victory at Bendigo. And look, she looks a filly destined for better races than this as well. So she looks the one to beat in race number 9. Horse number 7, Miami Bound at Flemington. Finally, we move on to Eagle Farm and Frenchy. He's covering the meeting for us here. And his best bet of the day is race number 5, horse number 3, Picaro. Gary Portelli trains this horse. He sends it to Brisbane, and it looks to be very competitive in a race like this. A bit easier than the Sydney races. And $4.20 is the price we're getting. Race number 5, horse number 3, Picaro. His best value bet of the day is in race number 7. He's gone with the top weight, number 1, Aquavite. It's an $11 chance. It ran second last start at Doomben, and it'd only have to kind of repeat that sort of performance to be competitive in a race like this. That's race number 7, horse number 1, Aqua Vitae at $11. Finally, Frenchy's gone with number 3, Orbuck, to get us out in the last race of the day. That's race number 9, horse number 3, Orbuck, trained by Chris Waller. It's an $8 chance, and when Waller sends horses to Brisbane, invariably they do line up very well. So as I mentioned, there's plenty of tournaments to get involved in. There's plenty of quality racing across the country on Saturday. And as I mentioned, there's those two $15,000 tournaments available at Sportchamps and the $4,000 tournament as well. So plenty of different options to get involved in. And if you are keen to get involved, be sure to check out our Swoopers article on the DFR website with all the selections from the DFR team. I'm Tim from beforeyouBet.com.au. You can find my previews of Randwick and Flemington on the website, and you can find me on Twitter at Tim_tips. Hopefully we can find some winners and we can share some of the cash for the Sportchamps tournaments this weekend. Until next week, have a great weekend on the punt, and we'll be back for episode 3 of the Swoopers next Friday.